Hi, this is Casey Truby with another actionable step toward doubling your business this year. This is one of 57 steps. They're all easy to do. They're all delegatable. Someone else can do the work and you'll reap the rewards. So here's number 3. Go paperless. I walk into business owners and I see stacks of paper on their desk and I wonder, how long have you been stacking that paper? How many times a year do you just look at the stack and say, file this, or you throw it all in a box and the paper becomes unusable? Paper in a filing cabinet or sitting in a pile on your desk is knowledge and information that is now, you might as well put it in the safe because nobody can find it, nobody can get to it. Also, messing around with paper is very expensive. If you're a paperless business, here's something that will happen immediately. Your back office costs, and that means the production people and the bookkeepers, they'll be able to take 8 hours of work and start compressing it. Just by going paperless alone, 8 hours of work becomes 6 hours because we're not up and down the hall looking for stuff and we're not running around when something gets lost. Now you can compress that 6 hours even further if your back office people working at the desk, if you give them dual monitors so they can have documents on one screen and whatever operation software, accounting, design, word processing software can be on the other screen, then that 6 hours gets compressed to 4. And in the future, I'll tell you how to even get it down to 3. But for today, let's go paperless because it's going to cut so much of our operations cost. And here's something else. It frees up an enormous amount of time for all your staff. Now that 8 hours becomes 4. So what does your staff person do? Personally, I'd like them to do something that can help us drive sales. But even more important, it frees up your time. Most business owners only spend about 2 out of their 10-hour workday. They spend about 2 doing something that makes money. The rest of the day, they're in busy work or putting out fires or managing crises. And all of that comes from the people around you not understanding what your expectations are, not having business systems. If you're paperless, developing business systems becomes very easy because you can start managing workflow. And when a document goes into the computer system, it might go to the data entry person and then go to get the bill approved by the manager. If there's an exception and it's overbilled, then it bumps up to you, but it all gets done electronically on the screen. So we're not running up and down the hall talking to each other. We're doing what we can and then moving that piece of paper on to the next person. That's called workflow systems, and that's another one of the reasons why all of your office work can shrink from 8 to 4 hours. And while you're doing these crisis manages and taking care of problems, I mean, let me just give you a great example. Something comes in, it's a pain in the neck, it gets bumped up from one of your staff people to you. Now, you've seen this problem before, you've dealt with it, and then you have to decide, do I want to deal with this every single time it comes to my desk because nobody else knows how to do it? Or what's an alternative? And here is a different idea. What if you simply could click a button on your screen and it recorded how you solve this problem? Let's say it's an inappropriate refund request. Now, nobody below you is going to handle that. They're always going to bump it up to the boss. And so here's what you do. You click the button that says record, the screen turns into a movie, and you just start talking to your computer. And it's making a little movie about what the boss does with an inappropriate refund request. And you can drag windows into the little recording box while you're talking, and now we do this, and then we call them and ask that, and here's how we enter it into the order entry system or the refund request or return merchandise authorization, whatever your process is. When the movie's done, now you have a permanent record of how you want things done. So now when your staff has this problem come up in the future, they just watch your movie. Now, I'm going to tell you, there is a service available that makes this possible. Let's look at the screen now. The service is called delegationmagic.com. And you can go here and find out how easy it is to put your entire business into a paperless office, into a document management system, a workflow system, and then start creating on the fly an operations manual. And then every day when you come in, you'll see a master control screen like a dashboard, and from this dashboard you'll be able to see what everybody in your office is working on. Now, of course, when I do these videos, I'm hoping that you utilize some of the services that I designed for my wife and for her clients. And so Delegation Magic is my company. But I got to tell you something, for a small business, it's the most fascinating way possible for you to be able to go paperless, have systems on how you get your work done, and build how we do it here, knowledge bases. And the greatest thing I like about that is that we have everybody in our company do it. Everybody who works for me can write little video clips on how they do their job. Now, the big excitement about that is when somebody leaves, the new employee just steps in and watches the videos. And I'm not drugged to the back office for the first 3 months answering, how do you want this done? How do you want this done? And I'll give you another one. I'm not looking at somebody and say, I just told you in September how to do this. Did you forget? I don't know. And you've heard that so many times. Well, all that goes away. So you might want to consider using Delegation Magic, but the important thing here is to keep moving forward on your business using technology so that we can double your cash flow this year. It's Casey Tree, Lonesome Cowboy. Let's keep that cash register ringing.